To our November Provider and Resource Fair. So today we are going to be hearing from Christy Ferris, who is the Assistant Supervisor of Education at DCF Regional Schools, both the Monmouth and Ocean County campuses. She'll be discussing Project Teach today. So Christy, feel free to take it away, and you can share your screen, whatever you need.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Let me just pull that up so that I can share it. Just a couple steps here. All right. And I also thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate you carving out some time to include our school. I'm also going to share a Google Drive folder that has all of our literature, our brochures in it. It's more specific. Some of them are more specific to the Ocean County campus. And of course, this presentation is specific to Ocean County. However, both programs are at both locations. So just a little bit about myself. I am the Assistant Supervisor of Educational Programs, which is just a fancy title for an assistant principal. I split my time between Monmouth and Ocean County campuses. In Monmouth County, we serve Middlesex and Monmouth counties, and Ocean, we serve Ocean campus or Ocean County campuses and schools. So let me just hit enter on this little, there you go. So again, if you click on that link, it will take you to our brochures, pamphlets, and information about both programs that we offer at both locations. And let me just go. Okay. So I have to get back to the original page here. Okay. So at Ocean Campus, Kristen Ferrara is the principal or supervisor of education. I, of course, am the assistant principal, as I mentioned. We have two programs at both campuses, both Monmouth and Ocean. One is Project Teach, and that's our transitional program for parenting and pregnant teens. We do offer services to both the mother and the father. Typically, it's just the moms who come, but we do accept the fathers as well. As part of enrollment with a DCF school and being a student of Project Teach, we require and offer parenting classes, whether they are pregnant or parenting. We have like Parenting 1 and Parenting 2. So they talk about child development. They're able to ask questions. We have guest speakers come. So we just had a presentation from Planned Parenthood. We've had, I'm trying to think, Second Floor came in. 180 Turning Lives Around has come in to speak with our students, and we are going to be rolling out programs by Compass, Preferred Behavioral Compass, for supporting those students even further. So the way that our school day is set up is that the students bring their child with them to school. We provide transportation for $75 a day, and that includes any sort of car seat for that particular baby. So once they get past that baby stage, then we have toddler seats, we have, the transitional seats, and we also have lots of community partnerships where we're able to get those materials for our students outside of just the school bus. So the baby attends our nursery. We have two different nurseries on site. We have one for infants up to age 1, and then we have one for toddlers up to age 3. And then once the child hits age 3, they do age out of our program, but we are often placing them in a local daycare, and we offer a lot of community connections for those students, so they're not left to figure it out on their own. We'll help them figure out which is best for them, which one they can afford, and we'll also explore different funding avenues to get it covered for them. So we also provide homebound instruction during maternity leave so that they are able to not miss any opportunities of learning and not fall behind, essentially. We focus on academic skills and that transition into the community. We do a lot of interaction with their children. And as I had mentioned, we are linked with so many community resources that when the students transition out of our program, they really are set up for success. I just want to make sure. There we go. All right. So the other program that we offer in each of our DCF regional schools is the TECH program, which stands for Transitional Education Center. That one, we tend to have more boys in that program than in the Project Teach program. And the typical tech student is going to be maybe school avoidant, maybe a little bit of school phobia, anxiety, depression, nothing that would be considered violent behaviors. Because we have the nurseries on site, we can't risk any of their safety. But we've had students who maybe just aren't finding success in a larger high school setting, or they haven't been back to school since COVID. We've had a couple of those students as well. And so trying to get them back into a much smaller, much more intimate class size. Our class sizes max out at 12. So there's a lot of small group and one-on-one attention. And of course, that also applies for the Project Teach program as well. And most of our students, actually all of our students, are what we call linked. And that simply means that they are connected to some sort of state assistance. So that could be DCP&P, it could be CSOC, it could be probation, it could be part of the Family Success Center, their school district, parent or guardian. A lot of times, so that's also how we are able to cover the funding. As long as they are receiving another state service, then there is no cost to the district. The way that our funding works is that we get that particular student's state funding as long as they are on roll with us on October 15th. That's like our magic date. So let's say we're talking about a Toms River student. If that particular student is attending DCF Ocean on October 15th, the following school year, we would get their, I think it's something like $41,000 now. So we would just get that state funding, no additional tuition. Right now, Toms Rivers are one holdout as far as transportation is concerned. They are still requiring their own buses. So we actually have 6 Toms River buses coming to and from our school every day, 3 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon, 1 for north, 1 for south, 1 for east. So we'll see how long that lasts, because we're kind of nudging them to accept our transportation, because not only is it more economically sound to use us, but it's also the liability. And it gives us a bit more flexibility when we get our students in and back home at the end of the day. So as far as our school program is concerned, we are a 12-month program. We have 5 marking periods, with the summer marking period sort of being considered marking period 0. That's actually how it's coded in our world. And that allows students to leave for maternity leave. If they aren't able to do any of that virtual instruction, it's not the end of the world. We just provide it for those students who want to do something while they're not physically present in school. So once they come back from maternity leave, they sort of hit the ground running. And we have some students who are graduating well before their 18th birthday. And then we also have students who maybe took a break. I'm trying to think, one from Lakewood that we just had dropped out about 2 years ago when she found out that she was pregnant and just re-enrolled and has started coming to our school. So it really is a very individualized program. If the student is classified, then we pick up the district's IEP. Wherever the district left off is where we begin our services. And then for those students who are not classified special education, we create an individualized program plan, or IPP, which is essentially an IEP for a general education student. And we work very closely with each of the districts to make sure that we are meeting their graduation requirements. And like some districts require the state standard of 120 credits, some require 130. There's even a small handful of districts who require 140. So whatever it is that the school district requires is what we meet. And the students end up getting a diploma from their sending school district, not from the state, unless they are a state responsible child. And then in that case, they would receive a state diploma. And so, as I mentioned, class sizes aren't larger than 12. We do a lot of credit recovery options. So let's say they took 1 or 2 marking periods of a particular class like financial literacy, then we can pick up with that 3rd marking period. Again, we work really closely with the district's guidance department to discuss what they will accept and what they won't accept. We have assistive technology. We have a lot of multi-language learners. So we currently have 3 translators, 2 for Spanish, 1 for Haitian Creole. And the students who are doing really well with their English, in addition to their native language, we work with the district to get them that biliteracy seal on their diplomas as well. So we also have a certified ESL teacher, and our CTE certified programs. We work with Coursera and a couple of different online programs besides just what we're able to offer in person. So we'll proctor a virtual class for those electives. So students have a bit more flexibility with how to best meet those graduation requirements. We have New Jersey certified teachers, as I mentioned, general and special education programs. We do the statewide testing. We offer transition services, any related services that they need. We also do driver's ed. We have, in the summer, we actually have the students double up in physical education because we have an on-site pool. So that allows them to sort of knock out 2 whole marking periods of PE while swimming in a pool in beautiful weather. And then we also do like a Mommy and Me swim program, which is wonderful. We have first aid certified staff. Our staff are also certified with Handle with Care. We have a school nurse on site, and we provide breakfast and lunch for all students. And in both campuses, we also partner with a local food bank to provide students with food when they leave if they are food insecure. So as far as the application process is concerned, we are constantly doing tours of the school. It can be set up around your schedule. You can come during the school day if you would like to see students in action and teachers in action. It can be done outside of school hours. Our school hours are 8 to 2:05, but I'm in school from 7 to 3:30. So depending upon your schedule and the student's schedule, we are more than happy to accommodate. We've had grandparents, parents, multi-generation tours along with counselors. We've also had supervisors come. So if that's something that you would be interested in, even if you don't have anyone in mind right at this moment, but you would just like to see what it looks like, you're more than welcome to send an email to me and I will happily set up a tour for you. Then we do an intake interview. There's some paperwork that needs to be filled out. We also have, the standard health forms to make sure that students are up to date with their vaccines. And then Kristen Ferrara, the principal of Ocean, or Matt Crayson, the principal at Monmouth, and I will sit down and discuss how we feel that student would best fit within our school community. Admissions are rolling. So we have 2 students actually starting on Monday at Ocean. We have 1 student starting Wednesday. And then at Monmouth, we have 2 students starting the following Monday. So it really depends on, again, what the student needs and how we can best support them in their ultimate goal of graduating high school. And as I mentioned, there's no payment for the parent or the district. We just get that funding as long as they are enrolled with us on October 15th. Now, could a student attend for quote unquote free? Yeah, because if they came October 16th, let's say, and leave October 14th of the following year, then we would never see any money for that particular child. That does not mean that they don't qualify for our program. It just means that we have to get a little more creative with our funding. And that I already went over. So as long as they're linked to some sort of state service, then we get that state funding. If they are not currently linked, if they do not receive any SFEA funds or services, then a lot of times what we'll do is we'll link them up with visiting nurses, especially for those pregnant and parenting students, because that is a state program and that's like an instant link for them. And let's see, just to wrap things up, students are still linked with their home district and receive their diploma from their home district. They can walk at their home district's graduation. We also have a graduation for our school. The school district meets and surpasses all of the Department of Ed mandates and is monitored by the Department of Education annually, just like any regular school. We have general and special education programs. We are more than happy to provide transportation, and there is no payment involved for the parent. As long as that child is SFEA linked, we don't need to do anything. If they're not, then we just figure out the best way to get them linked. And that's pretty much it. Thank you for allowing me to present. And I linked the Google folder of all of our brochures and pamphlets. Again, they are in English and Spanish. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Thank you so much. I'm definitely going to be sending out that Google Drive along with the recording, just so
Wonderful.
career managers have the literature as well.
Yeah.
I just had a few questions that came
Yep.
up. So for the daycare piece, is there a
Yes.
cost associated with that for the parents, or it's all free?
It's all free.
Great,
Yep.
great. And then for both the Project Teach and Tech, is there a certain age range of youth that um are available for those programs? Is it just high school aged?
Great question. So we're mostly high school based, but we do have 8th graders. We actually have a 7th grader starting at Monmouth. So the thing that gets tricky with age is that students are not allowed to be in a room with anyone 4 years older than them. So we have to like sort of have a little cohort of middle schoolers if we have middle school. Which is fine. We make it work. But I would say, as far as age is concerned, we go as low as 14. We have gone as low as 12 and 13, but 14 is really our goal cutoff. And then if they're a general education student, just like any high school, we cut off at 20. If they are classified special education, then they are allowed to attend until 21.
And I know you went over the application process, but to get that process started, what do
Mhm.
you suggest? Like, if a care manager does have a youth in mind that would benefit from this, how would you suggest them going about the application?
Step one would be to schedule a tour with us. So if you, depending on what county you're in, I cover 3 counties at this point. So I would probably be a good point person. But step one would be to schedule a tour, and then there they can fill out the application. Or we can always mail one over to you just so you have an idea of exactly what they should be bringing with them if they need, like their doctor's phone numbers or anything like that.
Great, great. Any other questions for Christy? This is awesome. It's such a great program. I'm really looking forward to sharing this info with our care management staff. So, if anyone comes back with me with any questions, I'll definitely encourage them to reach out. And then for just the application process,
Yeah,
I'll encourage them to reach out to schedule a tour if anyone's interested.
excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for your time. Everyone have a
Yeah.
great day.
Thank you. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.